what we have here is a classic concepts industrial. OEM, I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say Winco, because it has a cast iron motor where its bottom end bell and side all in one with a stamped steel top plate. That is a Winco characteristic. So I'm just going to assume the OEM is Winco until someone tells me otherwise. So anyway, yeah, it's a 36-inch span. It is, again, a cast iron motor. Canopies are both plastic. This one is interesting. This one is an interesting one. Aside from the fact that it is like an adaptable, as noted by the nipple. But another thing interesting about this fan here is that it is reversible. Yep. Get the right lighting here. Yeah. It's a reversible pitch. And the pitch is neutral. Well, I wouldn't say reversible pitch, that's silly. But yeah, the point here is, yeah, the pitch here is actually pretty neutral, and it's pretty steep. For an industrial, this is probably 13-degree pitch. Yeah, I'd say 13 degrees. Maybe 12 to 13. So, let's go with those numbers. So, this industrial is actually geared for, you know, equal reverse. Equal flow up, down, updraft, and downdraft. You know, most industrials have a most industrials have a curvature to the blade profile. The blade is not totally flat. It's curved or, you know, biased to downdraft. It's more effective that way. So, I mean, there is a slight curvature to the profile here. Slight. It's a very neutral pitch. Which means if you reverse it, it's actually going to do something. Now this one is reversible via a red reverse wire which runs to a switch at the wall. Which is kind of kludgy. Kind of implies that this thing would have used a swag kit with a wired control, you know, maybe mounted to the wall. Or to have a line, you know, 4 wires going to the fan. Alright? One for the motor for downdraft. One for the motor for updraft. One neutral for the motor, and also a hot wire for the light kit. So, it's an oddball. Anyway, hey, let's see how this oddball performs. Because this motor style is not something I've really seen much of. You know, where it has a tapered lower end to the sideband. Kinda weird. But anyway, let's see how it does. For the sake of testing, I'm using a Nutone 4-speed wall control rated for 1.5 amps. And as you can see, this control actually gives it a good low speed, which basically implies that this motor draws a higher current, or high enough current for it to work with the capacitor value for the low speed. Because as you might have seen in the Encon Princess video, it doesn't really work that well on low speed because the motor draws so little current. Now this one actually draws, which in this particular case is good. There's a slight wobble to it as one of the blades was out of true. It was longitudinally out of place, so might hear the canopy creaking a bit. But yeah. You can really feel the air movement. And that's on low. Now, we go to medium low. Now, medium-low is more of a medium for most industrials. It should also be noticed that the motor has a bit of a running moan to it. I like my harmonics. Evidently, so do others. Now, we get up to medium-high. Now, medium-high, you really start to feel the air moving. This thing's no slouch. Now we're full-blown tornado mode. I mean, I thought the Encon Princess was powerful. This blows it out of the water. This thing's a beast. In fact, it might actually be up there with the 36-inch CEC industrial that I have in terms of power. Might also be up there with the SMC 36F, which is the cast iron, you know, mid-70s SMC industrial in that size. I mean, this thing flies. I almost feel like this actually could be a 48-inch motor on this thing, driving a 36-inch span. And again, this thing's also reversible, and like it adaptable. So, I kind of want to, because the light nipple is present, that's a part that often goes missing. Because it's included with the fan, it's not always used, so the fact that it's present means I want to add a light kit to it. But I kind of like to get shit I add. I mean, could be a simple globe affair, something round, could be something gaudy. I mean, Yeah, one of the most powerful 36-inch industrials I've seen. I like it. Like it a lot. Anyway, let's now let it coast. This was another one of my Fanimation acquisitions. This one was relinquished by one of the big name collectors in the community. Adam. And when it came time for, you know, a purge, when it came time to sell everything off, couldn't resist this. This is nice. Weird, and yeah, I like weird, so. The bearings, they're smooth. I mean, a little gummy, but not bad. Maybe a drop of zoom spout to each bearing just to smooth them out a little bit might help, because they're not rough. Just the spin down time's a little quick, that's all. But anyway, there you have it. A classic concepts, possibly Winco industrial beast.